I'm Christian Lee, and I'm here with,
I'm George Clanton.
yes, and you are co-founder of Electronica 100. You go by many names, including the one I just heard recently, the Vaporwave David Bowie. And,
Well, yes, I
uh-huh,
don't. I would answer to that, but I wouldn't introduce myself that
yeah,
way.
you go by many names, including that, and make sure no one calls you George Clinton, right?
You know what? They can do that. They do it every day. But don't buy a ticket for George Clinton. I
Expect
just want to
George
make sure that
Clinton.
people don't they go to the right show.
Yeah. It's very kind of you. Okay, and I'm finally happy to meet you. I love the outfit, by the way. Love the pink.
Oh, hey, this is just my hanging out outfit. Wait until you see me
Oh,
tonight.
no way. Okay, I'm excited. But, you've been on tour for a month. How has it been treating you so far?
It's pretty rough. It's a lot of fun. Some nights are a lot funner than others. Um, Tonight seems like it's going to be okay. We've had some baddies, but we've had some really great ones too. Most of them have been amazing. The tour life, I'm not getting any younger, and I got to tell you, it's rough out there.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Eating, pooping, like just cycling that eating and the pooping. It's like really rough because you can imagine. I don't want to get too much into this, but I don't know about you, but when I'm at home, I have a knob on my toilet and I need to twist it to squirt water.
You have a bidet?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's sick.
So I twist it, I squirt the water on my butt, and I only feel clean if I do
Mm-hmm.
that. So they don't have that at Chipotle.
They don't.
Yeah. So it's been really hard for me.
Dang. It's hard. Yeah, it is hard going from, the top of notch stuff like that to just a regular bathroom.
Yeah,
Chipotle,
just
I
regular old
suppose.
dry butt stuff.
Dang.
But that's interesting. I have a lot of fun. We'll just edit them out.
Yeah.
They're dead to me.
That's funny. That's the second time that's happened in an interview before. All right. Anyways, let's get
I
back
like
to.
that kind of unhinged energy. Am I doing okay so far?
You're doing great.
Oh, okay.
I love this. But let's talk about a little bit more about the tour too. You said there's been some funs, there's some been baddies. How's there been any inside jokes so far for this tour?
There's been a lot of inside jokes. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't think of them on the spot. Can you help me out, tour crew?
Fuck, I'm horny.
Oh yeah, well some of the people in our touring party have Tourette's,
Uh,
and their partners tattletale on what they say when they're like spiraling out of control. That's funny. So sometimes we'll just like say, "Fuck, I'm horny," and that's not really funny on its own, but the story behind it's pretty funny. There's been way better stuff than that though. I mean, come on. We're saying stuff on a daily basis. I'm so nervous to meet you, Christian, that
Thank
it's
you.
just
Likewise,
it's just
likewise.
slipping my mind right now. But we're having a good time. We're on tour with Magdalena Bay.
Mhm.
We're hitting it off. I'm giving them a hard time. It took them 3 or 4 days to realize that they could give me a hard time too, and that's been fun. We're just riffing off of each other and having a laugh all the way. It makes the
And
drives
goofs
a
and
little bit
gags.
shorter. Yeah.
That's cool. And you said earlier, well, I just keep going back to this, good and bad. And, I feel like during, beginning of the tour, you're like, oh, can't wait to go on. And
Yeah.
then sometimes, near the end, you're like, I just want to go home. So how do you keep yourself? How do you do it for you to keep, like, each show feel fresh, make yourself feel like you're not burnt out?
I drink this is the perfect amount of alcohol. So I do 2 cocktails, and then right when I get on stage, I drink a beer in front of everyone. I chug it, and that gives me an adrenaline rush, kind of like a stupid, dumbass frat boy would get excited, in a movie or something, like when they win the football game and they crush a beer and they go, yeah! That's how I feel when I'm on stage. So that keeps it fresh for me because we're always miserable, but the alcohol, you kind of you borrow comfort for that moment, and then you pay for it the next day. But if the tour is only a month, we're going to sleep for a week when we get home.
You're looking forward to that?
I am indeed. But I feel good now. I got good sleep last night. I got good sleep the night before last. It's really the days that you have to wake up early, drive 9 hours, and then perform. That's not nauseating.
That's cool. And you've been performing, for I think almost a decade, correct? Or
Yeah.
maybe even longer.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
You know, uh, do you want me to decide what growing up means, or do you want to give me a specific time frame? You know what I mean? That could mean like when I was a little baby boy, or like maybe I'm like in high school or somewhere in between.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I would
just
say,
changes all the
yeah, I would
time.
say probably, let's say you go high school era.
Yeah, when I was in high school in the beginning, I was listening. I'm a little older, and what was cool when I was in high school was like there was like a 70s like garage rock revival going on. So it was the White Stripes were just coming out, the Hives, the Vines, all the bands, the Strokes. I mean, they were a little bit earlier, but like, the Strokes set it off, and then all these other the bands came out, and so I was really into that kind of thing. I loved like rock and like classic rock, and then Oasis. And then later in high school, I discovered the Brian Jonestown Massacre and shoegaze music and stuff like that, and that's more in line with what I'm listening to these days. That just kind of set me off on a path. There was like a documentary that came out when I was in high school about the Brian Jonestown Massacre, and
right.
this guy, he was a weirdo, and he was a lot of fun to watch. Have you seen it? You know what I'm talking about?
I've seen parts of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's a great
That's
movie.
good.
Yeah.
All right. And it's not often that you come to San Diego, so I thought, what better way to welcome you back by giving you some gifts?
Oh, I'll take them. I'll take them. Is it a burrito with potatoes and beef in it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't.
It's something you can't really digest.
Yeah, I don't eat that
physically.
anyway.
Okay, good then.
But that's like San Diego. When I think about San Diego, oh my God. Okay, so you knew the answer. Wow. Hey, look at this. Still sealed. Wow.
Yeah, fresh off the press.
This is amazing. This
You're
is
welcome.
chocked full of amazing songs. I'm so happy that I have this. I don't have this. So you give this to me now, and I'm happy.
That's
Wow. I get this for nothing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for your time.
My time is worth a lot then. Thank you. I really appreciate this. This is great. This is like one of the only bands that I want. Now when I pull out the records to listen to, like a lot of the stuff that I've bought on vinyl, I just don't even want to listen to anymore. It's like 80s singles and stuff, and I love to put on records where just every song is good. Thank you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Very
All
good.
right, but that's not all. We actually have one more for you.
Okay.
And since you're performing live, I thought I'd give you a live album, and it's a New Order vinyl.
Wow, that's awesome. Live when? Recently?
I think back in the day.
Who knows? Oh, this
But
is
yeah,
sick.
that's cool.
Awesome.
Some good
Thank
ones
you.
on
I
there, too.
love New Order as well. One of my all-time favorite bands.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
And I love that you took the tag off. That's very tasteful.
Yes.
Awesome.
Always make sure to do that.
I love it. I can't wait it says live here now. I can't wait to check this out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is fancy. These legacy acts, they really know how to package their product. It's a heavy weight. I'm really into that kind of thing.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it then.
Thank you so much.
All right, moving on to my next question. Let's see what we got. Okay. And so, like I said in the beginning, you go by under many names. And then I think one that was popular is, Mirror Kisses.
Yeah.
And I heard at one point you were a duo.
Yes.
And that person also happened to be in, a Kid's Garden too.
I guess, yes, he was. He was at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And so, I think, I assume now he probably has like a regular job or something.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
always had a regular job. We weren't
Oh,
making
really?
we weren't making any money back then. No, not at all. Not until a couple years ago were we making any money to speak of.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, now he has a regular job, and you're on tour. You co-founded your own label. You've even opened up your like run your own festival. And
Yes.
so I just want to say, have you ever been to the point where you're just like want to quit music and like I'm just gonna do a day job? Has it ever reached that point?
I joke about it all the time. The predictability of it, and the knowing that you can like turn it off. I'm sure that people who have regular jobs don't have like a bunch of people like probing them with like psycho messages all day, and that would be nice to have a relief from that. But no, I wouldn't trade it for the world. This is what I always wanted, is for people to care about my music, and that comes with a lot of stuff that you don't want, and we complain about it all the time because it's fun. But the good side of it is people care about your art and your music, your personality, everything. It's like if anybody likes any of that stuff, it's like great, because I just want to be the Brian Jonestown Massacre or the New Order to someone else, and have them feel the way about my music that I feel about the music that I love. And people tell me that every time someone tells me that, it's another year of doing this, so I know I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my life.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so I think at one point when you moved to New York too, I think you were couch surfing for a few months.
Yes.
And now, look at you now.
I'm couch surfing now.
How surreal does it feel?
It's cool. I mean, I have a couch. People can couch surf my couch now.
You finally made it then.
Yeah, I guess I finally made it. I don't have any other job, and the gentleman who let me couch surf on his couch is actually in this room right now. He's my tour manager and my manager, label manager now. So this is all like a family affair. It's everyone who's with me. Everyone who's with me on this trip is actually from Virginia. And
Really?
so we're just doing like
Wow.
a Virginia. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's his friends,
Wow, these are your day ones then.
Yeah,
Your road
we're
dogs.
making. It would be wrong to say that we're like anti-music industry, but we're definitely like figuring, like doing it ourselves our own way. No one really told us what to do, or I think that makes for a much more interesting end product that's unique, that the people really relate to. We have people coming to the shows who like have never gone to a show before because the music industry product doesn't speak to them, and so it would say, yo, this is some like weird music to be trying to like get popular with, but after 10 years you find your audience. I think it's just keep doing the same thing and they'll find it.
Cool. And speaking about the same thing too, I think one thing I found out earlier is like I think even because during quarantine people couldn't perform live, so they had to resort to like streaming sets or just their performances. And I think you were ahead of the curve. I think even back like 2016, I believe, you were just streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a vaporwave thing, like the birth of the genre vaporwave, which it's not like everything that I do. If I say that I'm a vaporwave artist, everybody gets upset. But I definitely make vaporwave music, and I was around at that time, and I had a purely vaporwave project that was involved with the live streaming, and that's just like part of the culture. Like artists, it would be like 10 different artists with 200 different projects, and they would all live stream. And this is back in 2010, 2011, 2012. Wow. And you're live streaming like in not even 240p, but just like 100 pixels. It looks terrible. And the music sounds terrible quality because it's just like a really shitty webcam. But, that was, part of the culture was the live streaming and, just doing it intermittently. So I was ahead of the curve because many people were. Yeah.
I would say even still though with Virtual Utopia, I think I found out about them. I'm like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, Virtual Utopia was in the works way before we knew that we were going to be locked down forever. And that came out right at the perfect time. I think if anything's ahead of the curve, Virtual Utopia is ahead of the curve. That's a really interesting project.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, did you design the website as well? Because I know you do.
No. The guy sitting in the corner is designed the website. He's very good.
Gosh,
Very good.
there's
He's
people
my
here that
buddy.
wear many hats. That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you have to. You wouldn't believe how many different hats everybody, because it's kind of like a 4-person team total. So it's pretty incredible that that amount of things can get accomplished.
Well, that is incredible.
If I say so myself.
All right, let's end the interview with some more fun questions.
Okay.
So what would you say is the weirdest interaction you had with a fan? Because I know yesterday I saw on your Instagram story someone wanted you to sign their edibles. That was
Oh, that's
that was
nothing. Oh my
really.
gosh, the weirdest interaction with a fan. I need to protect the innocent here. I've had so many weird ones. It's not unusual for people to ask me, I don't know, like someone asked me to kiss them yesterday. That's normal.
Oh wow. Okay.
That happens all the time.
Dang, life of a rock star.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's like people who aren't sexually attracted to me who just want their spit in their body because that would make us DNA twins.
Wow, blood brothers, huh?
But the weirdest interaction that I've ever had. Sometimes people tell me that they want to attack me violently and make me dead, but they also really like my music. So I think that's kind of a trend in rock and roll. That has happened a few times. I really, really don't like that. So if you want to text me that, don't text me that. I don't like that.
This
But
is a good message to bring out.
yeah. Just people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that we don't want that. But Lindsay, can you help me? You got one?
Yeah, the sketchbook.
The sketchbook.
Oh, the sketchbook. Okay, maybe this isn't the absolute weirdest, but this is top 3.
Top
It
3.
could be
Okay.
it could be tied for the weirdest, and at least we can think about it right now. Sometimes we try to put these out of our minds because it helps us continue to go on tour and know that. Well, let's just forget what could happen.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you get cornered at the. We were Lindsay, my wife, Negative Gemini, and I were cornered at the merch booth, and someone brought a sketchbook of like, I don't know, like 100 drawings,
Okay.
and they were all like gore, like people's.
Wow.
They were like pencil drawings of people's face getting ripped off, or like just eyeballs, snakes eating eyeballs and coming out eyeballs and stuff. And it's kind of like cool, you know, like
Mhm.
it's like tattoo parlor stuff, but like much more extreme. It's just like heads exploding and blood and guts. And he just stood there and he goes, "I'd like to show you my sketchbook." And then he didn't smile, he didn't say anything, and then he goes, "I want you to pick a favorite photo."
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm like, "Okay, I like this one." And just pick the first one, and he's like, "Let's look through all of them." And then we went through each drawing one by one. It took like 5 minutes, and we just let it happen because we were kind of scared.
Yeah.
And there were like a ton of people waiting behind him. But in the end, we took home a couple of drawings that he spent a lot of time on, and ultimately, I
That's
think he
nice.
had a good heart.
Good intentions.
Yeah, maybe he was a little twisted.
Okay. All right. And
It can get weirder than that, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll save that for a different interview.
Yeah.
But I think my last question for you, because we talked about food during the interview and even before. I heard you're a fried potato fanatic.
Yeah, that's
What's
my
your
favorite food.
favorite type of fried potato?
Fried potato, I like them smashed. I like to bake them first, the little yellow Yukon Golds. I like to bake them. Then I like to mash them with a spatula. Then I like to deep fry them. And they get all crispy on the inside and the outside. It's a lot of surface area. They look crackly like a hatched dinosaur egg. And then you make a little lemon pepper aioli, and you've really got yourself a 5-star meal.
Wow, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for taking time to do the interview. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
But I actually have one last gift for you.
Okay.
And we mentioned this earlier. You said your time is valuable, and I agree. And so for the end of the interview, I'm going to get out of frame. It's just going to be you and the camera. You could say anything you want, plug anything. The time is all yours.
Oh, well, I don't have too much to plug. Oh, I could plug the big stream. I've got it. Well, thank you very much. You're so kind. Hello, viewers on YouTube and internet. I have a show that I do on every Thursday when I'm not on tour out of my house. It's in virtual reality. And me, Negative Gemini, and this crazy cuckoo guy called Adam Kane, he dresses up in a Sailor Moon costume, and we have a good time. We have bands come on and play. You can even submit your own music and watch it. But it really just makes more sense if you look up the Big Stream VR and watch an episode. It's just a lot of fun. But thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for coming here into the green room and accommodating my every wish and making this easy for me. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you again. Thank you, Christian.